is a much bigger platform for much more well-known entity in terms of engaging developers to push the platform forward. But certainly within China, certainly ZTE, we are one of two OEMs that I know of that develop an Android-based platform that is not fragmented. Everything goes through Android compatibility test suite. So what you develop in the United States will work, if it's certified Android. So from that standpoint, as well as providing a market space. So we have a ZTE App Store. Since Google Play is not available in China. So from that standpoint, providing a distribution point as well as a certified, pure, non-fragmented Android experience for developers as well as the end users from China.
Right. So as the other part of that Firefox relationship, Telefonica is by far the most active operator involved with Firefox. Where do you guys stand on that standpoint with community and ecosystem? What does that mean? How do you grow it?
Yeah, so maybe just to say two things first of all. So I think, as I mentioned, Telefonica is the first carrier to launch Firefox OS devices. There are 17 other carriers supporting the initiative. So this is not a Telefonica Mozilla initiative. This is 18 carriers. Telefonica is the first carrier to launch devices. So Deutsche Telekom, Telenor, Sprint, American Mobile, and 14 other carriers are behind this initiative. So just to make that clear. And I think, secondly, the reasons Telefonica is doing this is to try and reduce that duopoly of Google and iOS. But this is not an anti-Google or anti-iOS measure for us. This is about trying to level the playing field, trying to add more choice and flexibility for consumers, and removing those barriers that exist today. So there are multiple control points in terms of the store, in terms of monetization, billing, advertising, merchandising that exist today that can control or constrain developers. And so we believe that HTML5 is a way forward to reduce that duopoly. And I often read our press Q&A, our press team here, they'll probably kill me, but our Q&A, one of the questions is, what does success look like for Telefonica? And success for us isn't selling 10 billion Firefox devices. Success is other players in the ecosystem adopting this open nature and open approach.
That's fantastic. So we've got just a few minutes, but you guys, both of you companies, have come into this with huge established communities and probably the largest number of sort of touch points that you have with the users of your devices. You probably also have, BlackBerry, you guys have those religious users about your devices and about your brand. So how do you leverage that with building new devices and rebuilding the brand and rebuilding the devices that you have? Give me 5 seconds, go.
I'll be really quick. So, as I mentioned in my presentation, I run the community team at Canonical. So this is not just a good question, it's an excellent question. I believe that community falls into 2 broad areas. One is platform and one is developers. And you have to do a great job with each of them. We have a long heritage of building a community around the platform. We have 200,000 active developers every week working on different aspects of the Ubuntu community. But one of the things that's interesting is that in engaging people to participate as part of your ecosystem, they have to feel part of it. If they feel like they are merely the icing on the cake, then you won't build a real community. What you'll build is you build a group of followers, essentially. Our goal with Ubuntu is to build a community that people can actively influence the platform. And I believe that we are the only full operating system available for multiple devices that can be actively influenced by any stakeholder, be it a developer, a carrier, an OEM, or anything else. We started out, we built that operating system community. We've been doing that for the last 8 years. We've been focusing heavily on building out the developer community. But in our view, what will build an awesome developer community is a developer platform that developers love to hack on. And the only way in which you can do that is to build it, to get feedback from developers, and to iterate and to review and to refine it. And that's what we've been really focused on. That's one of the reasons why we didn't want to just say HTML5. We didn't just want to say QML. We didn't just want to say OpenGL. We want to support these 3 different platforms because different developers like to program in different ways, but they want to develop what they want to deliver to a single consistent platform. And the one thing that all developers hate is convergence. They hate having to write multiple applications for multiple different devices. So that's one of the reasons why we've tried to focus on not only building our community for us, but to be something that more developers can fit into as a matter of course.
That was more than 5 cents.
So is
That's a
now
great
time,
answer.
is now time for me to get controversial? So I think actually we agree. And I would perhaps take a little objection to your comment that you have the most easiest platform for developers. And I need to answer the last question